So I think I'm having a bacteria. I know I'm having a bacteria bloom. I made a lot of changes recently. I don't even know what it could be. If I had to guess, maybe I'm thinking maybe the parasites died in there and caused it to bloom because I didn't change my water because my nitrates were reading very low. And so I probably should have done that, but I didn't. Um, I think my Neisseria snails are dead. I bought 10 of them, didn't salinity acclimate them. They buried under the sand. I turned on the red light to see what was going on last night, and only one came up. One was still in the same place it was yesterday when I woke up, so he's dead. I took him out. And then I fed, and nothing came out of the sand. So I don't know if they're dead or alive. I'm about to do a water change. That Goby do not play about his territory. That's one thing I know for sure. And that Ras better look at it. That Ras better. I don't know. The Ras doesn't seem to bother anybody, but they're all still really cautious of him. I don't see any nipped fins or anything like that, so I don't think he's been bullying. I'm keeping an eye on his ass though. It's really pretty. He took over. He took over the grandma's old spot. The grandma, that little hole right there was his first spot, and then I took him out to try to treat him, freshwater treat him. I had to take the rock out. I had to take the whole rock out, and then he ran out of air and jumped out that little hole. That's the only way I could get him. But then when I put the rock back, he would not swim in it. He started swimming over in that little crevice. Maybe she'll go in it. Maybe that Ras will go in there. It's a little crevice on the side of that cave. So she started sleeping in there. And then when I got the Ras, the grandma was trying to keep both territories. Like she would not let that Ras pick one. And so the Ras waited till she went to sleep and politely took her other territory. So now she's over there in that little cave, shitty. And the Ras has her new territory. They don't seem to be fighting. I feel like she's a little salty though, that grandma. Those Rats are really pretty. I hate that I can't see all the color that well in the blue light though. I think I'm just going to start keeping on the white lights because I don't have any coral. I do want some Coraline, and I feel like I might need that light on to get it, but yeah, see, the Rats is not really messing with nobody. I hope I have the exception. Like, people be saying how mean they are, but I added her last. So, that peppermint shrimp, they won't let the peppermint shrimp clean them. They will not let the peppermint shrimp clean them. He stays pretty much over here on this rock on this side. Sometimes he'll go over to the other side though. Damn. But yeah, but the good news is that they are eating the medicated food. So I did not quarantine the Ras, and the grandma was still scratching. So I just threw the Ras in, and since they're eating the food, I'm gonna treat the tank with the food. And I've also been treating that freshwater tank, which actually cleared up. So as this algae bloom or bacteria bloom is starting, that one has cleared up. So now I just have to worry about this one. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this freshwater tank. I am loving the bare bottom. I think I'm going to keep it bare bottom and find some plants that I could put in a bare bottom tank. I wanted to go with soil, but since I've had that bare bottom, I really, really like it. I really, really like it. And I think that when that goby dies, I think I'm just going to take all this sand out. That's what I'm thinking. I hope I'm not overstocked. I mean, I've only got 5 fish, 10 snails, 1 shrimp, and 1 crab. But this is only a 30-gallon. So, I mean, and the fish are small. Like, I definitely didn't buy any fish that were too big for my tank. That was one thing I was careful about doing. But it is 5. And I said that I wasn't gonna put a 5th one on until I upgraded my filter, which I did. Oh, I got the look there. This filter is so quiet. This filter is so quiet. Like what you hear now, the buzzing you hear now, it's not even from these filters. They're from the air filter thing. And so when I turn that off, you cannot even hear these filters. I love them. It was weird trying to figure out. You see how that cord goes sideways? You know how long I spent trying to figure out how to put that thing on? Because, I mean, you know, you've been dealing with aquariums. The cord usually goes down. Well, this one goes on the side. That was weird. But, you know, whatever. So, I know my room is a mess, y'all. It's ridiculous. But it's water change day, and it's always a mess on water change day. And then it's a small room, so it's hard to keep clean anyway. And I never make my bed up. It's just something I don't do. But yeah, they're eating medicated food. Last time I fed them medicated food, they took one bite, they didn't take any more. But this time, they were scavenging the sand for the food. So I think I just had too much medication in. So I think I'm going to keep on feeding them that medicated food for 10 days. And when I have anything left over, I give it to the betta. So I could, you know, knock 2 birds out at one stone. Now, I don't think the betta has parasites, but, you know, it can't hurt because I didn't quarantine that betta. But I mean, I'm not particularly happy right now about those snails. I'm not looking forward to digging down there and finding them. And there's some I dropped down in the back, so that's gonna be even harder, you know. I might have to stick my hand down in there, y'all, and I don't want to touch no snails. But maybe I ought to get used to desensitizing myself to touching fish anyway. But I don't know, I'm just kind of scared of them. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, I'm a little nice nasty. I don't really get down like that touching stuff. This wrasse is so pretty. Okay, I'm thinking I'm about to go ahead and get on with the water change.